What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA, and happy Friday the 13th. All the people out there, especially you horror fans, you guys know what's up. Friday the 13th is kind of like our little holiday for horror fans. So I wanted to go ahead and run down my top horror films for 2023. Hey, look, 2022, let's talk about it, right? For just a brief moment. It was a great year for horror, okay? If you're a horror fan, you absolutely loved 2022, okay? Did the job. Lots of great films that came out. You had like Terrifier 2, okay? That thing just like came on the scene. Nobody had heard of it. And I mean, it did the job, man. It was a lot of fun. Great little film. You have films like The Black Phone, right? You had, what else you have? You had X. You had Pearl, you had Smile, right? Even a dud like Halloween Ends, right? Didn't really ruin the year for us, okay? So there was a lot to love about 2022 in terms of horror. So I'm going to go ahead and run down what I'm expecting from horror in 2023. A little bit on the late freight because one of these films has already come out. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and check it out. So number 10 is The Nun Part 2, okay? It's directed by Michael Chavez, comes out in September of this year. Now, I'll be honest, his first two films he had in the Conjuring universe, okay? It was The Curse of La Llorona and Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It. Wasn't a fan. But I think this character is a really strong character. And my hopes is that James Wan got involved a little bit more. This one is written by Akilah Cooper. At least she's part screenwriter on this, okay? And I've already talked about her with Malignant. I've already talked about her with Megan, okay? She wrote those two scripts, did a phenomenal job on both of those. I'm really interested to see how she puts this story together. Number 9, Megan. And like I said, this one already came out, but I already did my review and I'll link it above if you guys haven't checked it out. I like Megan. Megan was a lot of fun. Go check out my review. I think it started the year off right for horror fans, even though it wasn't that scary. More of a comedy horror, but nevertheless, I think it did a good job. Number 8 is Scream 6. Now, a lot of people have problems with Scream, okay? I think Scream is a good little franchise. This one is going to be directed by Tyler Gillette. As you see, it comes out March 10 of 2023. It gets a bad rap from folks, okay? Maybe they're just kind of tired of it because there's been a lot of them. But Scream, when done correctly, when it is on its game, it's a good horror franchise, right? You know, Ghostface, this little face right here has become iconic because Scream has been done very, very well. So I expect, in my personal opinion, that Scream is going to kind of get a resurgence. And if we can get a Scream movie every year, hey, we're doing pretty good. Number 7, Renfield, directed by Chris McKay. Now, I know a lot of y'all are probably like, man, this thing looks dumb. This thing looks goofy. Hey, blame it on the trailer, but for me, this thing looked absolutely hilarious, and it looks like it's going to have some definite scares in it. So I'm looking forward to this. Nick Cage is still one of the top guys and one of my favorite actors. I enjoy his work. And look, comedy horror works, okay? I just talked about Megan. Megan is kind of a comedy, all right? Saw stuff like Shaun of the Dead, okay? I think comedy horror definitely works, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with Renfield. All right, number 6, Insidious 5, Fear the Dark. All right, so this thing is going to be Patrick Wilson's directorial debut. It's coming out July 7th of this year. And yeah, I'm interested to see what this does as well. I think Insidious has been one of the better franchises over the past few years, of course, along with The Conjuring. James Wan at the head of all of this, and I trust James Wan when it comes to horror. So I think this is going to be solid. What's it going to be about? It's going to be about Dalton in college and Patrick Wilson kind of facing off against some of their old demons. They say directly connects to 1 and 2. All right, I thought 1 and 2 were the best of the franchise. 3 kind of fell off. 4 kind of brought it back. They're going to be connecting to some of their past demons. Maybe they're going to be facing off against Redface again, or maybe they're going to be dealing with the Bride in Black. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what Insidious 5 does. Number 5 is Fear. It's directed by Deon Taylor. Comes out January 27th, so it comes out in just a couple of weeks. And yeah, it looks interesting. It's kind of a psychological horror, so it's going to be one of those joints, you know, kind of has an interesting cast too. T.I. is in this thing. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to pull off horror, but we'll see. But yeah, it's one of those psychological horror. Maybe it's all in their head. Maybe it's their imagination. But it looks like it's definitely going to be interesting, bloody, lots of jump scares, lots of fear, lots of tension. So I'm looking forward to this. Oh man, yeah, you know me, man. This was going to be in my top 5 for sure. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, directed by Reese Waterfield, and February 15, 2023. So it's about a month away. I'm telling you, man, this is the one that I don't know what to expect, but I'm really looking forward to this. This thing looks like it's going to be absolutely bonkers. Just look at this picture, man. This thing is going to be incredible. I cannot wait to see what the heck they're going to do with this, how this is all coming out. They got a little piglet, it looks like, with the, listen, I don't know where we're going with this, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this 100%. All right, number 3 is Infinity Pool, directed by Brandon Cronenberg, David Cronenberg's son, so you know he comes from good stock. Comes out January 27 of 2023. It's definitely an artsy kind of horror film, but it's definitely got Alexander Skarsgård and Mia Goth. This is some awesome acting talent for this particular film, and the trailer was absolutely bananas. I was even scared just watching the trailer, so I have a feeling this is going to be absolutely phenomenal. I cannot wait for this thing to come out. Number 2, Beau is Afraid. All right, now this one is one that I'm looking forward to. It's directed by one of my top guys, Ari Aster. All right, it's coming out April 21st. And Ari Aster, a lot of you guys may not be a fan of Ari Aster. I am, okay? I pretty much liked everything that I've seen that he's done, all right? Everything that he's done. You know, he did Hereditary, obviously. He did Midsommar, okay? A lot of people are iffy on Midsommar. I enjoy Midsommar, okay? I'm one of the weird people that actually think that that is a really well done film. And then, of course, there's Something Strange About the Johnsons. That thing is on YouTube. If you've never watched that, you need to stop this video and go and watch that thing, because it is absolutely bonkers. But yeah, Ari Aster is one of the great voices, I think, in the horror genre, and I can't wait to see what he's doing with this. This is going to be some kind of a like head trip from the trailer that I watched. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. And before we get to my number 1 film, and you guys probably already can guess what my number 1 is going to be, let's go over some honorable mentions. All right, so first we got Saw 10. It's directed by Kevin Greutert. It's coming out October 27, right in time for Halloween, like the Saw movies usually do. And, you know, I'll be honest, I am not a big, huge fan of the Saw franchise. It's all right, you know. I'd rather see another Final Destination than another Saw movie. That's just me personally. But, you know, with all of the films that came out, Spirals and the Jigsaw, all that kind of stuff, I'm like, man, I'm all right with it. You know, I can live without another Saw movie. However, because this one will have Tobin Bell back in it, you know, it's kind of like, all right, I'm interested at least enough to get to the theater. We'll see what's up. My second honorable mention is Shelby Oaks, which is the directorial debut of Chris Stuckman. A lot of you guys know Chris Stuckman. He's a YouTuber, you know, and he got this thing crowdfunded, and now he's off directing it, and it sounds interesting. You know, it sounds like an interesting concept, so I am looking forward to see what this thing actually turns into. So yeah, I'm curious. You know, it might be really bad, but it might be really great. You know, it's like, I think it's interesting because you've heard his voice and his opinions on films, and now you get to actually see what he would do with the film. So I'm interested in this. It's going to be interesting when it does come out, if it does come out in 2023. I've heard it may or may not come out in 2023. I've seen some information, so, you know, we'll see what happens. And my third honorable mention is The Exorcist, supposedly coming out in October, and this is supposedly a soft reboot, directed by David Gordon Green, who just got through doing them horrible Halloween films, okay, except the first one. I thought the first one was great. I thought the second and third one, you know. So my hope is that if this guy nails it with the first one, they just like pull the franchise away. Okay, we're gonna go on in to keep making these, but you're not gonna make them. Maybe you can chip in on the story or something like that, but you're not gonna be like the main person behind the scenes making this film, okay, because your first Halloween, phenomenal, but then when we get to parts 2 and 3, yikes. So my hope, all right, is that this guy nails this, because I think that The Exorcist coming back could be a very interesting franchise, you know, staying in that world. I think it could be a lot of fun, but we'll have to wait and see. All right, then we get to my number 1, Evil Dead Rise. I'm so glad that they're back dealing with this franchise. I love the Evil Dead franchise. You know, I am a Sam Raimi guy. I love this world. I love the humor. I like the fun that they have with these demons and the possessions and all of the crazy stuff that they do, okay? This is one of my all-time favorite horror franchises, and I'm so glad. You know, 2013, I thought that was a good Evil Dead, but I don't necessarily think it was like, I thought it was going places that, you know, they just needed to go a little bit further, have a lot more fun with it, okay? To me, that's the best part of Evil Dead, is the fun, all right? Evil Dead 2, fun, Army of Darkness, hella fun, okay? More fun than horror, right? And then, of course, we got to Evil Dead in 2013. I thought they did a good job. I think they just left a little bit on the table with that. I want to see more scares out of this. The trailer for this, holy smokes, this trailer looks amazing. So if they can live up to the promise of that trailer, If they can live up to that, I think we're going to have probably one of the best horror films maybe in the past 5 years. It's been that kind of a drought. But nevertheless, I think that this one could turn the tables, make the horror genre great again. Anyway, folks, what do you think about my top 10? It's going to be interesting to see how 2023 does. Like I said, 2022 was phenomenal, and I'm looking forward to seeing what 2023 has to offer. So far, off to a good start with Megan. But anyway, folks, you guys drop down in the comments. Let me know what your top 10 horror films are if you're a horror fan, what you're looking forward to. I can't wait to read those comments. All right, thanks for watching. See you next time.